In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to balance a hat on your nose and then put it back onto your head. The first thing that you have to do is choose a suitable hat. Your hat pretty much has to maintain this round position. If your hat goes like this and this collapses on itself, it's probably not going to be suitable to learn this. So the next thing is to understand the principle of the balance. I'm going to quickly summarize it here, but if you want a full in-depth tutorial, check out the one that I've already made. The link is in the description. Essentially, the thing that you need to remember is always keep your eyes at the top of the object that you're balancing. This is the most important thing to focus on because you need to make sure that the top of the object is always in line with the bottom, which in this case will be on your nose. As a quick example, the hat is balanced in this position where the top is over the bottom. If the top falls backwards, what you're going to have to do is move the bottom to be back in line with the top. If it goes sideways, you're going to have to move the bottom sideways. What this means in principle is that you will always be doing small adjustments to make sure that the bottom is underneath the top. Now you understand the principles of the balance, let's actually try the trick. The first thing before you try it, make sure you have warmed up your neck. We don't want anybody getting injured learning this trick. I would personally recommend a couple of neck rolls like this and just general neck movement. Be aware that this is an unusual position to stay in, so don't practice for too long at a time. Once your neck's warm, let's just practice placing the hat on your nose. So you're going to notice that you've got a nice hard sort of bridge of your nose, and basically I find a comfortable spot towards the top of that hard bone. So roughly around here. Trying to film a hat balance tutorial. So once you're used to putting your hat in the right place on your nose, just get used to holding it here with both your hands and looking up at that point at the top. On the hat that I'm using, I have this small metal adjustment thing, and it's pretty much at the exact right place to look at. So if you have a point that you can identify easily, especially if it's heavy and it's actually heavier than the rest of the hat, then that is ideal. So put that in the center and then use that as your cue to look at. It might be tempting to look at that part, but it's not going to be good. Don't look at this bit. If you've got a hat like mine, always look at this bit. So once you're in this position, make sure you're bracing your abdominal muscles and you are ready for action. Next, all you're going to do is slowly loosen the grip with your hands and see if you can actually have it there just in between your fingers. At first, you're not going to be able to balance it whatsoever and it's just going to fall like that. Don't worry, it does take probably at least an hour to begin to get the hang of the balance. It is a little bit of a process, but once you get it, you will get it very easily. When you're getting slightly more confident with it, now let's just try and take your hands a little bit further away and see if you can control the balance for just a fraction of a second. So we're going to put it on our noses in the right position, slowly release the hand, always looking at that point at the top. Just try and balance for a sec. If you can, try and walk with it to save it. Remember, making sure that your nose is always, at least you're always trying to put it underneath the top point of the hat, so you're creating that nice straight and balanced line. At first, you are probably going to have to walk with it, maybe taking a few steps, and you're probably going to have to make some quite dramatic movements to try and save the balance. As you get more comfortable with it, these movements will become smaller and more refined, but at the beginning, expect that they'll be a lot bigger. A really common mistake is starting off with your hat in the complete wrong position. So when you let go, almost immediately it will fall and you won't even be able to get a second of balance. If this happens, just know If it's falling backwards, it means that you've started off with it tipped too far backwards. If it's falling forwards, you've started off with it tipped too far forwards. At the beginning, it's very hard to know what a straight line is when you're looking up like this. And it will take time to get used to seeing what a straight line is from that position. I would suggest trying not to move just with the neck and balancing it like that. Instead, try and move your body and obviously your feet as well. But we want to ideally avoid just using the neck, because that's when you can start to feel a bit of pain and soreness. To complete this trick, we're going to do the finale, which is where it goes from the balance back onto your head. It's really easy. All you have to do is push your nose forward, your head forward. So it's here. You can pretty much do it without even letting go. Just push your head forward and it will naturally go onto your head. This is also a really easy way to save the trick. If it is falling, you can quickly do that and it kind of looks like you meant it to fall. The only little thing with this is you might need to make the hat a little bit bigger than it naturally fits on your head, just so it can easily fall into the right position. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So that pretty much concludes today's tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like and a comment letting me know what you thought. Subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this, and have a lovely day.